Hey Chantana. Interesting background here. And I like the beginnings of the text, though very important to make the text legible. Um, I don't know. Can you see this? Because I really can't see this. The gray on the same value of blue just isn't readable to me. I don't know. But, same here. This is just not legible. As mentioned before, I would suggest putting each of these words on a different layer, and then you can add more styles to them. But again, and I wouldn't do all this warp stuff to it. But again, with the color, no, I can't even really change the color, can I? Yeah, because I would have to rasterize it. But yeah, so let me just do that because. So even, making this white makes it easier to read, but I really would suggest not using these effects because they're just really, they just make it harder to read. The basic idea of design is to communicate. So even if it looks good and it's not legible, really no point in doing it. So the same is true about the legibility of these USB cables. You just can't see dark on dark, right? You can see here how you can see some of this light on dark, but that's the whole concept, is contrast. So this isn't, these aren't even legible, and neither are these. But back to just some feedback from the last few weeks. I'm just really unclear as to if you're viewing my feedback, because mentioned long ago that one of the main ideas with this assignment too is to get objects that really communicate this computer critter. Not even really seeing any computer related objects here other than the USB cable. The phone's somewhat computer, but rubber bands and pens not so much. And I mentioned this weeks ago, so I just don't think you're viewing the feedback. So anyway, and look at the rubrics, because it really goes over that. And I would highly suggest opening the gradebook and viewing your grades so you can really see what you're, how you're missing points and so on. So that being said, though, let's just look at some other of the requirements. I'm going to turn your background off, and I'm going to look at some of your masks. All these little lines here are from the masks needing to be cleaned up, even here. All these little lines mean are the edges of the masks. So really important that these get cleaned up. Even your shadow is showing the issues with the masks. So just needs to spend more time with this. See how your shadow's here, but you've got all your masks that need to be cleaned up, in the shadow as well. So before you do a shadow, the masks need to be cleaned up. You can just see the masks right here too. So anyway, I'm not going to go on and on because I just don't think that these are getting viewed, and they take a lot of time. But so anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I think you're probably going to need all the points you can. So yeah, just let me know. But again, you can see how this. Darker on light is viewable. But dark on dark and not viewable. Okay, and this is something that is all visual design, so it's something that really should be understood and learned as soon as possible. Okay.